Hello all, good afternoon and welcome to the Urban Tech Helsinki Valentine's Day info session. This is a special day because love is in the air, we love Urban Tech, we love our startups, and I would like to say that the whole Finnish society is interested in sustainable startups, so that's why I'm very happy to have also our partners here and the Finnish Climate Fund to share the love of Urban Tech and sustainability startups with us. So my name is Kaisa Ahonen, I'm the project manager of Urban Tech Helsinki, and it's my honor now to tell you about the second call of our startups, of our incubator for sustainable startups. We have had our first batch with us since September, and you will meet two of the talented co-founders later on here today with the Fireside chat. But here, as you can see on the agenda, first I will tell you about the second call, what are we looking for and what are we offering. And then after that, there will be greetings from our partners and from the Finnish Climate Fund and some nice chatting with our startups. If you want to ask questions or comment our content, you can do so at the YouTube channel or by sending us a message in Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Urban Tech Hell, and you can find our social media team there. But first, let's go to the second call for startups. We launched the call 2 weeks ago and still open for 2 weeks. First, a few words about Urban Tech Helsinki. What is it? It's a unique cooperation between the city of Helsinki and Aalto University. We also have our partners, University of Helsinki and Metropolia, University of Applied Sciences. So the top-notch universities in the Helsinki region are well represented in this cooperation. We run the incubator for early-stage urban tech startups, but also pre-incubator activities for research teams and students on the campuses. Those activities start later on this year. And we operate in 2 locations, here in Maria 01, the Nordic Startup Hub in Helsinki, and also in the Aalto University's A-Grid in Otaniemi. So you can find our team in both of the places. Okay, small glitch with the slides. Here we are. So we operate as a facilitator between partners in public sector and private sector. So cities, schools, universities, startups and corporates. And if you don't know exactly what Urban Tech is, here are a couple of thematic areas we are working on. So it's circular economy in the city environment, smart mobility, urban farming, clean energy, urban development and urban well-being. So anything and everything that benefits the city in a sustainable way, makes the life of citizens cleaner, nicer, more fun, and better for the environment and the climate. Our incubation offering is very flexible, from 12 to 36 months, so up to 3 years, based on your startup's needs and development. We offer possibilities for testing your product in real city environment with Testbed.Helsinki, and you will hear a bit later more about the possibilities they offer. And then, of course, since we have the strong partner network, we offer connections to the networks and infrastructure our university partners offer here in the region. Also matchmaking and connections with the startup ecosystem here in Maria, for example, and all over the region. And what's usually very important for startups is the funding opportunities. So that's what we are helping our startups also with. And we are looking for early stage teams, so you don't have to have customers or funding yet. Just a team ready to test their solution in real-life environment, either a minimum viable product or some kind of proof of concept done, and a team working to make the startup a successful one. We expect you to commit to the incubation process here in Helsinki, or we also operate online in a hybrid model. This year we start with an 8-week onboarding period with meetings twice a week. with our teams from the end of March onwards. Then what are you getting from this? And the benefits are, of course, very, very easy to say that it's free of charge. We don't take any equity from startups because it's publicly funded. And we offer you a membership here in the Maria 01. Our incubator program is based on Aalto Startup Center's coaching and training process, run for many years successfully. And also the Startup Center mentor database and development tools are there at your use. And last but not least, we offer visibility, marketing, and PR support in our ecosystem. For example, now we have been publishing articles about our first batch of startups. We also made nice videos of their presentations. You can check them on our YouTube channel later on. And here's the most important thing. We want you to apply now for our second call by the end of this month. But if you're not ready yet, you can contact either us or our pre-incubation support partner, Helsinki, to develop your idea, team, and solution further. And then maybe later on, you can be ready for applying to us. If you're interested in other kind of cooperation, like for example, mentoring, you can contact our team directly. That's in a nutshell what I wanted to say about our second call. And if there are questions or comments, please send them to us in Twitter or in YouTube channel, and we'll answer them in the end. Now it's my pleasure to invite our partners here. As mentioned in the beginning, we have a strong partner network in the universities. And first we have here Tomi from Aalto University, Head of Innovation Ecosystems. So please go ahead. Welcome. Okay, just a second. Can we take the other one? Technical problems.
Check. Okay, thank you, Kaisa. When Aalto University was established about 12 years ago, we were given a national mission to strengthen the innovative capacity of Finland through first-class research, art, and education. So Aalto University is a community of thousands of students, researchers, and experts with a passion and expertise to solve both system-level problems in the world as well as develop solutions which can be rapidly taken into use like normal rapid new innovations. So at Aalto University, world-class research meets with entrepreneurial mindset and creative thinking. So when joining the Urban Tech Helsinki program, you will not only get access to the services that the program provides, but you will also become a member of the Aalto community. And you will get access to the events and the networks provided by Aalto Innovation and Entrepreneurial Ecosystem. So please apply, remember to apply, and importantly, remember your loved ones today. So happy Valentine's Day to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomi. I'll take the microphone. Some spontaneous applause from the audience here. Next we have from Metropolia, University of Applied Sciences, Anna-Maria Vilkuna. Welcome.
Thank you, Kaisa. And happy Valentine's Day. And it's really my honor to continue after Tomi, because we are also, the University, Metropolia University of Applied Sciences, we are really proud of being the member of this great startup ecosystem here in Helsinki region. It's really great to work together with the city of Helsinki, with Aalto University, and with the University of Helsinki, because I think we can combine each other really, really great. So Metropolia is also multidisciplinary university. So we have the fields of technology, social and healthcare, culture, and businesses. And we also have something like 20,000 students altogether. So we are really a big community, multidisciplinary community. And we have 4 campuses here in Helsinki region. In Espoo, in Vantaa, and Helsinki, we have got 2. Arabia, the campus of creative or culture and creative fields, and then Myllypuro, where we have estate, construction, social and healthcare. And we really, when you apply, so we really we really give you this possibility, and we open our campuses for you, so that you can work together with our experts. And we have also great facilities in our campuses. For example, we are running Helsinki XR Center, and then we also have, for example, so-called Smart Lab in our Myllypuro campus, where you can work with data-driven construction, and also Hymykylä, where you can test the social services, healthcare services with our clients. So we are really working with a lot of topics concerning smart and clean city. So please apply and join our community here.
Thank you, Anna-Maria. Really pleasure to have Metropolia also in this cooperation. And next we hear from the University of Helsinki. Please welcome Pekka. Your turn next.
Thank you. Good afternoon and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I am Pekka Pellinen from University of Helsinki Business Collaboration Group. With its 32,000 students and some 8,000 staff members, the university is not only the biggest academic institution in Finland, but also the most diversified one. It goes without saying that the innovation potential of the university is huge. And the university itself is beginning to realize that there's a lot of untapped potential on the 4 campus areas. Therefore, the university is now ramping up its innovation activities. In addition to participating in Urban Tech and similar initiatives, we are setting up support services and campus-specific incubation activities. In Meilahti, we already have many of these things going, while Viikki and Kumpula are now getting started. We of course want to see lots of applications from the university in this second round of Urban Tech. We also welcome cooperation with other like-minded organizations, like the partners of this initiative. Many of the startups in Meilahti involve people and know-how from not only University of Helsinki, but Aalto and other research centers. And we look forward to setting up similar cross-border activities in the other campuses as well. Therefore, we really welcome cooperation with other stakeholders in the field. And in case you have an idea about possible cooperation, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you, Pekka. Thank you, all the partners. Lovely words, and I truly believe that cooperation is the key to success also on this area. So happy to see you all here. Next, we have our main partner, City of Helsinki. And from Testbed.Helsinki, we have Kimmo Heinonen. Share the news. So what's going on in city at Testbed.Helsinki? Welcome, Kimmo.
Okay, thank you, Kaisa. So happy Valentine's. Do you hear this? Is it working? Yeah. So happy Valentine's Day from the City of Helsinki Economic Development Department as well. Nice to see you all here. Yes. So thanks for the invitation. I was invited to tell you briefly about what Helsinki Testbed.Helsinki is and what's new, what are the latest news. So our objective is to develop the entire city towards a platform for testing and enabling innovative solutions with companies, with all sorts of companies, early stage companies, or also larger companies. So our aim is to accelerate research, development and innovation activities of companies, to create new business opportunities and thereby new jobs here in Helsinki, and to provide our residents with better services and high quality living environment. So the city here, we hold a lot of resources and assets, infrastructure, land, buildings, streets and so forth, which we can harness as places or platforms for developing new solutions, new products and new services. Here's a picture of our thematic test beds. What is concerns urban tech mostly is the built environment entity, then as well as smart mobility, and as a horizontal theme, digital and data-driven solution, different new technologies which can be used in all these themes or fields. So we cooperate as Economic Development Department closely with city divisions. In case of urban tech, in particular with division for urban environment. So we organize innovation challenges and competitions to implement what we call agile pilot projects, which we organize quite regularly, and we invite all kinds of companies and also startups to participate in these. These are mostly based on the needs of the city, and costs are normally covered by the city. Another one which is relevant for new startups is the company-driven pilot projects. You are welcome to contact us, and we will evaluate the possibilities to implement a pilot. The least we can do, we can also organize meetings and sparring of your ideas with the city experts from the city organization. These are just two examples of what kind of tools we have in the toolbox in order to promote new innovation. For more information, please check out these links here to our Testbed.Helsinki website, and there's a direct link to our experts. You probably can find the right experts there, their contact information, and about news and more information. There's another link for you as well. So, thank you, and I urge you to apply for this new batch, and hope to hear from you later. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimmo. And we have some nice examples already how our startups have been able to talk and cooperate with the Testbed.Helsinki specialists. So looking forward to real nice results also in the future. Now on the agenda, we have the keynote, although I know, Pia, you didn't want it to be called exactly a keynote. So the title is Meet the Finnish Climate Fund. And we are very honored and happy to have Pia Erkinheimo, the Director for Customer and Deal Flow for the Finnish Climate Fund here. So welcome, Pia. I'll find your presentation here. Just a sec.
Well, thank you. It's really cool to be here. This kind of urban city environment has been always close to my heart since I'm born and raised in Helsinki, even though then some visits and residence has also been in the US.
Just
so the Finnish Climate Fund is a new fund We kicked off our investment activities just 10 months ago. So I believe that you may not have heard of us too much, or you don't know us yet. So this is the starting point. I'm here to collaborate with you, be it an early idea, or then already forming a company, or then when you would be in the scaling phase, where that's the place where it's time for partners with us. But of course, we wish to hear all about you as early as possible. And now, while struggling with my presentation potentially, I think I'll also manage to tell about us without it. So we concentrate on combating climate change, boosting low carbon industry, and accelerating digitalization on these areas. So basically, with Urban Tech Hell, we are pretty much aligned. Perhaps with the caveat that, as from the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, 17 of them, we concentrate on those which has to do with climate. So when it comes to well-being, that is of course a very important thing, but directly we are not in the health tech, wellness, or med. But all the other topics that I saw in the list today and also studied earlier, I find a great match.
Your presentation is there, unfortunately not here.
Okay, and I still operate it
Yes.
from this perspective.
Yes.
So there you saw my message. So we are for the scaling phase, but of course we start from ideas, we start from people. And my experience working with innovation and innovation ecosystem is that you need three kind of things for making things move further. So you need ideas, you need people, and then you need resources. And of course, funding is one of the resources. But funding doesn't get you anywhere. You have to have people and the ideas first. So I've tried to put us in one slide only. And here you see the whole story. So we are looking for scaling up climate solutions, be it facilities or physical scaling up of climate solutions or total digital. And as I always say, the climate change is not happening in metaverse, but it's actually happening in the physical world. So that's why we come to the picture when there is also something kind of that takes a bit more time than traditional venture capitalist or private equity type of funding would actually, ask. So the role of the Finnish Climate Fund is to be patient, and our instrumentation in the beginning is actually capital loan, so we won't be coming to your cap table either. Then what we are also looking is platforms enabling emission reductions. And this is something which is quite unique, I would say, and excites me also a lot. So we could actually join for boosting up other physical platforms, so physical infrastructure, or digital platforms that are created by multiple actors. So it could be even a public-private partnership from the ownership base. But it should be still carrying on itself, which means that you have to make profit. At least there is a Finnish definition for non-profit organization, which means that the profit is planned around 5%, which means then that you can renew your activities. Or when it comes to digital platform, it could be even a cooperative. If you think like that, you have their open data, public data, then you have perhaps a company data, and you build in on top of that. So this is also something that actually our dear colleagues organizations, which are Business Finland, VTT, Finvera, and TESI, so industry investment. This is something in our instrumentation which is actually quite unique. When it comes to our the small print there, call us, contact us, and I help you through, or my colleagues help you through, to find the right box. The box is not important. What you are going to do and what you are going to scale, that is. But then in this one slider, the most important message is put in the middle, and that is our investment criteria. And what they tell is that, first of all, we have our preconditions, where you have to have a self-sustaining business model. You don't need to be on black numbers yet, but you have to have a plan that we also believe, and that you will break even, and then you will be able to pay the capital loan back, okay? Because we are not the government substitute. However, when it comes to our existence, it's good to remind that for the time being, the owner, the state, is not looking for us as based on our IRR, but instead we are measured on impact. And that's why these criteria are dear to us. And this is also the board of directors who is actually making the decision. This is the thing that they are looking. So going to still this added value, verified added value from the climate fund funding, it means that bring us the cases which are not self-evidently VC driven. Because if it was, then in the Finnish state innovation funding ecosystem, then you better talk with Tesi. We work with Tesi nicely, and we'll help you again if you contact, so how does it look like? But indeed, if there is something that you are not really yet bankable, and for example, develop as the scaling up will take time, i.e. you have something physical, that's an easy place to say that there is the state value coming from via our funding. So when we were for the first time at Slush last September, we were not the ones running for the hottest scale-up company asking that take our money, take our money. That would be then the role for all commercial funding colleagues of ours. So bring me a bit challenging cases, but yet lucrative. And we will join you guys for levering, for sharing the risk and hopefully levering then so that the private money and all other funding could be also support, so a grant from EU or a grant from local authorities, so that we could share the risk. So this is important. Then the third one is about do no significant harm. And that brings us to EU sustainable financing framework. So the idea here is that when we as Climate Fund from Finland are looking these criteria, which are aligned with EU's sustainable financing criteria, we will then kind of coach or model the financing instrument and the company towards the situation where the company would then have more be more ready for larger rounds and investments coming also outside from Finland, at least from EU. That's why we are also very interested in the emission reduction potential. And I'm always saying that the CO2 equivalent ton, or hopefully hundreds of tons, or millions of tons, if it's a cumulative 10-year progress, is actually the new currency. That's the new black. So we are not only looking for the balance sheet, we are not only looking at the results, we also need to understand the balance between the planet and how we explore and exploit the resources. Then productivity potential has to do, and by the way, the emission reduction potential can take place anywhere, in Finland or anywhere in the world. We have great tech coming from Finland, for example, which is solving things in countries and different geographies. And also we need to say that this doesn't mean that the tech needs to come from Finland. In my deal flow, I also have export tech, which looks very lucrative, especially if there is some funding coming outside Finland. So it's kind of invest in Finland activity. And then they are looking location for example, their circular economy solutions. And why Finland? Well, because of the reasons why you are here, and your startups and ideas to realize are looking Finland as a platform. So we have excellent startup ecosystem. You are part of it. You know what Business Finland is offering, for example, but also our very knowledgeable angel investment network. I am also a part of FIBAN, Finnish Business Angel Network, in my second hat. Then I have a third hat as well, but this is my second hat. So this is the reasons. Also the reasons being that the Nordic countries have a very good reputation in climate tech. And if your business needs an environmental permit, and you got it because of it's predictable. How do you get it here? So it means also that's a good reason. You can rely on how it's operated and so forth. So that's also locks great tech outside to Finland. But then you need to organize it as a special purpose vehicle or a joint venture or a daughter company, because then we would prefer to be, and we would be then involved in the OI, as we call it, so in the Finnish legal entity. So, but that brings us then to also then the criteria EU taxonomy. And we know that it's under a heavy political debate, depending a bit what. So we'll guide you as well, what do we mean with that? And it's also, we follow closely the policies developed in EU and what does it mean? And also it has an effect on how to count the emission reduction potential your idea, your startup, and in a scale-up phase can realize for our planet. And then, as I told you about this potential possibility to join for public-private partnership type of a structure. So especially perhaps in that case, our criteria, business potential, productivity benefits, and added value that the investment enables for others in Finland. So this is also like that you can build on top of the ecosystem. And then when it comes to your innovation, so whatever the other impacts for our climate are, it's always for your benefit. Or there can be like social justice. All of these things we need to look at it without jeopardizing the biodiversity. Biodiversity is, by the way, one of the do no significant harm criteria. So this drives us. So, and that's why we are also eager to help you through this these new criteria, what the other investors may not ask. Hey, how are you doing with time? I can talk about this forever. I have some cases, right? I think, you've heard enough of these kind of things. So let's go to cases, or what do we actually do? Sorry for this jumping. That we did. So here you see how we have put in boxes the deal flow that we've gained so far. And as said, we are talking with large companies. Finnish large companies are usually, globally speaking, quite small, with exception of a couple of our stock-listed companies. So those are in our deal flow. And we also talk about startups. They know they're a bit early, but I like to think if we can then find some sort of funding in this sphere, as we love to make also contacts with the co-financiers. My CEO Paula said that whatever we can benefit, help the growth companies, accelerate the ecosystem. It's best for all. And this is now how you see we put in boxes. If your idea is not fitting to any of these boxes, don't worry. But I would like to just say that we have their industry and circular economy, carbon sequestration, carbon sinks. We have been looking quite a lot of emission trading. This is a hot topic. The whole planet should solve it in a way that there wouldn't be any double counting. That's a challenge. Bio-based materials, renewable energy, and then of course food tech and these kind of topics. What else do we have there? Constructions and buildings, for sure. 33% of our emissions comes from that sector. So we have then we have edge computing. So what I've said that it's anything between underground to space. So if you think how to replace rare earth metals with biomaterials, for example, up to nanosatellites monitoring the planet, transmitting the data to our learning algorithms and edge computing, and the data will nudge, nudging theory, will nudge our customer, consumer, and B2B behavior towards resource-wise living. So that's why we welcome all these type of ideas and scale-up companies to work with us and see if we could partner. And then about cases.
Thank you. We have maybe 2 minutes.
2 minutes. So we've done 7 investments so far. So 10 million, 4 million, 4.5 million, 7 million, 5 million, 10 million, and 5 million. We are always in minority. The state doesn't pick up the winners. The state doesn't choose the technologies. There has to be, we are not an anchor investor by no means, but we lever and we share the risk. And we hopefully encourage everybody to take even, put even more money for a great climate tech scale up. So Solar Foods is quite known already in the Finnish innovation ecosystem. Food tech, make food out of thin air. So that's a case which we are involved. Then there is perhaps a case that you are not so familiar with. Elster is developed a solution that converts electricity to steam. And it's a site of a container innovation that is really good for SMEs. For example, I'm always thinking boulangeries and pâtisseries in southern Europe, which are often family-owned and usually having very, very, I think, quite old technology, which is causing a lot of CO2 emissions. And then a third one, an example of a digital solution, Betolar, where we participated in always in a particular case because part of their scaling. And what they do is they have a digital platform for cleaning up the cement in the construction industry by cleaning up from CO2 emissions by having a secret sauce or recipe and learning algorithms who can understand so that how is the cement, how much in the cement there can be also recyclable side stream materials in order then to reduce the 7% of all emissions in the world coming from building with concrete. So I think the last thing is to say thank you for your time and interest, and thank you for inviting me here. And please contact me and my colleagues and let's talk.
Thank you, Pia. I think we would have listened to you even longer, but luckily we still have you in our roundtable or fireside chat. So please take a seat. You can pick first. I'll just put up the agenda here once again. Just a second. Maybe now it's good time to present Ari Seppänen, our business advisor, who will be then hosting this fireside chat. So please go ahead, Ari.
So please, Windy and Panu, come on stage. We shall begin right away. We have roughly 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes time. Let's see how far we can go. Can you take this one?
Okay. I'll give you this. There you go.
So you have to share the mic. My name is Ari Seppänen, one of the business advisor, mainly concentrating on the Urban Tech Helsinki customers, as Panu and Windy are. And of course, welcome all, and thank you for the nice presentation, Pia, that we had just heard, and that therefore we might concentrate a little bit more on those brave young entrepreneurs and co-founders, and then we can go to the conversation a little bit later on, if that's okay. So Panu and Windy are presenting our first batch companies. Panu is coming from the YAC Wood Tech company, and Windy Musiasiri, CEO in Resistomap, did it correct. But in the very beginning, to get started and to know you better, how did you end up to be a co-founder, and what was the biggest motivator when you see it as a career? Please give a brief description about yourself.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, I think the first thing about myself, my name is Windy Muziasari. I'm from Indonesia, but I moved to Finland in 2010 for my PhD on microbiology and biotechnology at the University of Helsinki. And that's where I learned about antibiotic resistance. So antibiotic resistance, some of you maybe if not familiar, is a bacteria that cannot be cured by antibiotics anymore. So it's really bad. Can you imagine if you go to a hospital, get treatment, but didn't work anymore? And then it is, of course, the global health issue. And this is one of the reasons. But then my focus is actually the presence of this antibiotic resistance as a pollution in the environment. People might not realize that too. And that's what I learned at the university. And that's kind of motivation of my my company, why I built a company, why I moved from academia to entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for having me here, and it's been a great program so far. And yeah, so my background is, my name is Panu Miettinen, and I'm a Master of Economics. And I believe that when I really got into the startup world and in the world of entrepreneurship was during my university times, as why I was actually playing quite professionally poker. So at the same time as I was in the university, I was kind of an entrepreneur myself. And during those poker years, I actually met the founder of our company. So we met on a poker trip in Portugal in 2008, and we kept contact and became friends. And then our founder asked me in 2016 to join his venture, and this is where I'm now on this path.
Okay, thank you, Panu. When you have the mic, can you still a little bit collaborate? What is the company what is the problem or opportunity that you are solving? What are your key customers right now with the VIC wood tech company?
Yeah. As you said earlier, the emissions from the construction industry are pretty much 1/3 of the total carbon dioxide emissions. So our startup is a spin-off from Aalto University, and it's based on a new wood construction technology developed at Aalto University. And basically, we are combining wood engineering with vacuum insulation, and this is kind of a new solution in the construction industry. And this allows us to build very large-scale construction elements that are scalable, very durable, very sustainable, and also extremely moisture resistant. So this means that we can build solutions to any climates and any environments. And actually our spearhead market is in the field of vertical farming. So we are building these new type of greenhouses, and especially there the moisture resistance is very important because it's very humid conditions.
Thank you, Panu. Would you like to add something, Windy, about the Resistor Map, about the company, just in a nutshell, that what you are doing and what are the key customers and so on?
Yes. So at Resistor Map, as I mentioned, we focus on the antibiotic-resistant pollution in the environment. And what we do is we help the researchers at the university and governmental research institute, hospital, food industry to monitor the levels of this antibiotic resistance from any environmental samples. At the moment, we focus the project at focusing on the monitoring wastewater from the hospital, and that's why we are also in the Urban Tech Helsinki. Yeah.
Thank you, Windy. What about yourself? What keeps you busy right now? What are the most important or main topics with whom you are currently working with your startup? What is going on there?
Yes, the busy. Of course, the customers. I'm very happy actually to work with the customers. Even though we are young, we founded in 2018, but we fully operated in 2019. And until last December 2021, we've been served over 130 projects from 26 different countries. So it means that it is a global problem. And now we are busy trying to build the digital platform for monitoring of antibiotic resistance from the hospital wastewater, because it is the main hotspot at the moment, and hope that we can reach the global database of antibiotic resistance in the hospital wastewater.
Thanks. What about Panu?
Yeah, we are also a very new company, so we operated on Business Finland funding on the research to business case, and it ended last summer, the project, and we founded the company. So for the last 6 months, we have been focusing on getting the IPR transfer from university to us, and now it's looking good. And now we are going towards the first seed round, And also we are discussing with multiple customers in different countries, and we are really trying to figure out now how to manufacture most efficiently the first actual like commercial cases for different countries. And as we all know now, there's a bit of shortage with different construction materials and so on. So it has kept us really busy to try to find the correct wood.
Okay, thank you, Panu and Windy. Nice introduction from your company and yourself. Let's go to the Urban Tech Helsinki program issue. What were your expectations when you end up to apply for the incubator, and have this expectation fulfill it somehow?
Yeah, should I start? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically, I of course already knew about Aalto startup services and Asuk, and I knew that there's quite a capable advisors and a lot of companies and a lot of possibilities for collaboration. So I was really looking for that to get the access to the advisors and the whole ecosystem. And of course, we are also, as we're in the construction business, we are looking to make connections in the public sector because they are often somehow related in those projects. So I would say advice connections, and those would be my key 2 points.
All right. What about Windy?
I'm a bit different in the very beginning. Because in the beginning, I thought it was accelerator. But then that's the nice thing actually here, this part, that even though in the what you need, that's the nice thing in the Urban Tech Helsinki. When we join, we discuss with the mentors and we can fit to the need of the company. That's what I like, I guess, the best part on this program. You really can discuss with the mentors and then tell the problem, everything, and then they can help and support you with the need. I think that's not so often because normally accelerator or incubator in general, that is like focused in the general terms, right? That they can fit for every company. But the nice thing for me here, that you can fit to the need what our company stage, let's say.
Yes, thank you for the nice words, but to be honest, we are running the incubator program as a startup mode also, that we really are challenging each other every day, that what is the given value that we are giving to the co-founders as startups. Is there something that if you can decide, what would you prove with the program?
I think beside the awesome facilities, I think everyone knows that one, the facilities and the network, as you mentioned, beside that, for me would be like the very nice, let's say like coaching part, that is really, you did the evaluation before and after, and then like really following our, the progress of the company. And this is really needed, especially for the early founders, or like if you're the first founders like me, especially coming from academia, move to the entrepreneur's life. That's really important to have this all the time mentors beside you and understand the need of your problems. I think that's my point.
What about Panu? Improvements on the table?
I think so far it has been really great, and especially the mentoring part has been really helpful for us. So it's not just, like some big mass meetings, but we actually have had time to talk with you, and, as we talk with you more, you can follow our case more closely, and then you can give better advice. So it has worked well. But of course, now if we are talking what could be done better in the future, now as we get rid of hopefully from the corona times, maybe we can arrange more of these live meetings, because of course even though Teams is working well, but still if you think about networking, for example, we found one of our team members from a Business Finland live meeting 2 years ago when it was still live. So I mean, I think it would not have happened if it was online. So I think like bigger networking events live would be great.
Yeah, that's we are really looking for also, that to get back in the normal mode. Okay, thank you, Windy and Panu. Now we take Pia more on the spotlight. Pia, you are not just an expert on what comes to the climate and climate fund issues. As you mentioned it, you've been active in the Helsinki startup ecosystem for years and also board member in Finnish Business Angel Finban. What kind of talks did it bring to your mind? Have you get any tips or advices for Panu and Windy, as you heard the story of them? Did you get something? What is your message to them?
Well, I had many questions already in mind, like, have you thought this? Oh, I'm sure you've thought this already. Well, it looks like that you are excellent entrepreneur. Sounds like that, energetic and radiative. I don't know if that's the word in English, but also like my time, which I'm still very active at the Finnish Business Angels Network and the Nordic Network, is that a great team can get a mediocre idea fly. But and I'm not, in general, and a mediocre team cannot get a great idea to fly. So sometimes I've seen in this phase, if I now, dream at all, that that you need to be ready to kill your darlings, and you may have had a very, very kind of a fixed idea that this is how we look when we grow big, and then you just have to say that the value proposition didn't resonate, and it's really heartbreaking. I've been also on both sides of the table. So trust your intuition. I think you have enough of data points. You are both like science to startup type of thinking, and well, but this is kind of that it's really. I mean, you put your heart and soul there, so it's also emotional. This is not just a job. And it's not just a job, but what he's doing, what these people are doing. And we may be crazy, but, at least we live. Yeah. So this is kind of the thinking.
Yeah. Thank you. You almost answered my questions that I have it listed here, but you know that the sun is not always shining. It can be windy or stormy weather also. How did you... according to your experience, what is the advice you will get to the teams that how to get focused and when there are coming those difficult times from time to time, because every startup is facing, as you mentioned it also in your answer just lately, but what is your piece of advice? How to get the team motivated and focused? I mean, the focus is more or less because there are so many things to be done and where to focus. And that's I've been and our advisor have been seeing that this is the big challenge among the customers and startups.
Well, I think in general, when times get tough, and they are and they will, I sometimes at least think, that you are so kind of privileged. You are solving, that you have taken the step to become an entrepreneur and a startup team member. That sometimes when resources lack and the runway is 2 months and you're in the head, you are like, there is no salary for anybody and blah, these things. So then still sometimes, like that. I don't know what kind of summer jobs you've done, but I've certainly done those jobs where you look at the wristwatch. Well, it was those time I had a wristwatch, so it was so long time ago. But I still remember that, So remember that first of all that you are still privileged. You're put in your position that you are privileged, even though everything, it rains cats and dogs, etc. Then they motivate the team. So then human behavior and human resources, that's the value, that's the most greatest asset. So know your team and know their personal motivations, and if they may have it tough in other areas of life, if you can not to be nosy, but like if you can support somehow, be there, not be present. And sometimes you're running so fast that your team may not get you may and it's kind of the what else, when the times get tough and turbulent, then usually you are always late with your decision. Maybe it's only me, but it's seldom you said that, I missed just and did something earlier. Usually you are always in your innovation, you are early for your time. And definitely, and most of the reasons why some startup failed to in my radar has been that they were just ahead of the market. but but on the other hand, overall, if you get the product market fit right, so sometimes the painful decisions, love them, whatever they are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We are running out of time, but Windy or Panu, what is your regards to the guys that who are still wondering, what is for me? Shall I apply? Please, Panu, give the last note.
Yeah, I would certainly say that you should apply, and you can book a meeting with Ari or Kaisa or someone else and discuss it further. But I would really strongly suggest it because it's such a help to be able to talk to a wide range of person instead of just being within your own team and your own head. So it gives you nice perspective, and I really think it's an easy decision to apply.
Okay. Windy, do you have just a couple of words?
Same, of course, like just apply, especially if you're first founder. Maybe I always emphasize that one. It's really nice to help all the time mentors next to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Pia, Panu and Windy. Thanks.
Thank you. We are approaching the end of the session. You are free to go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was really lovely to hear your comments. And especially first-time founders, as Windy mentioned, maybe interested to know that there are a lot of struggles in the startup world. I bet many of you already know about that, but we here at Urban Tech Helsinki are here to help you in that area. So you will have, as these startups mentioned, that you will have extra hands, extra mentors, advisors, and also from the city of Helsinki, the other partners, the universities, so you don't have to be alone. We are here for you. Like in the spirit of true Valentine's Day, we are really looking for you to help you there. So now we have the closing questions and answers, and I have here on my phone question to Ari. Are you ready?
All right. I don't know, but let's go.
Yes, we have a few minutes left. So, Ari, could you shortly describe what happens in the 8-week onboarding period with the startups?
Just in a couple of words, this is community building that you really get to know each other. There are, let's say, around 10 companies that coming on board, and we concentrating to get the basics on the track. What comes to communication, what comes to business, that we'll know the status, that where you are. Then we can build up your tailor-made program afterwards and the coaching sessions. That it's, as mentioned, that it's more or less that we know each other, and this makes the asset for the program also, that it's not that we are the wise guys that are saying something wise, but it's up to you that how much you can contribute. That we really like to you contribute on the program so much as possible.
Thank you, Ari. And one thing mentioned is also that it's not just us. We have the Aalto Startup Center advisor team, for example, funding and financing coaches there to help your startup there. And another question is that how do the universities and city partners help startups during the program?
We are leverage the network that they offer, and we're challenging us and also the partners all the time that what is like we can't ever offer you the plug and play system in that sense, but this means that we find out for the best contact points and possibilities to test your ideas, not ideas, that's your solutions, but this is like the way that we want to continue, and also we have in progress. I mean that we really want to make it real. What to cooperate with those partners.
Yes, thank you. And of course, then the ecosystem has a lot of more to offer, like we heard from Pia today, maybe for the later stage of the startups, not our early stage urban tech startups, but who knows, maybe your path that begins today when you leave the application to Urban Tech Helsinki website, maybe it will continue then to the Finnish Climate Fund and to the beyond in the Finnish climate tech, urban tech ecosystem. Our time is over for today. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and most of all, thank you all our partners, visitors, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you all a happy Valentine's Day evening today. Thank you.
Thanks.